Our first guest says his art is as fluid as his feelings, and the themes of his work relate to a particular time or moment in his life. Richard Byrnes is a painter, sculptor, and printmaker. He also teaches private lessons at his art studio in Connecticut, as well as at Studio Circuit in the French countryside. Welcome, Richard. It's great to have you.
Thank you. It's very nice to be here.
It's great to talk to you about all the things you've done in life. But first of all, let's talk about the different types of mediums you actually work with.
Well, I work with oil. I work in every medium, actually. First thing I did as a kid was pastels. I did tons of pastels. When I was in 5th grade, my mother sent me to a little old French ladies in Westfield, New Jersey. And I did pastel still lifes until I got to college.
And you discovered all the other types of mediums as well.
Well, I paint in oil. I paint in acrylic. I started painting with acrylic when I was working full-time and could only paint at night. The advantage, which I tell my students now, is it dries. So you can pick it up and leave it and still progress. If you're painting with oil, oil takes 3 days to dry or to become workable.
How would you describe the type of art you like to project?
Well, right now I'm working with representational art, but I've always considered it all the same thing. In the 50s and 60s, I did a lot of I was an abstract expressionist. As a matter of fact, my first exhibitions in the city were abstract expressionist paintings.
And we're looking at one right here.
That's right. That's it. It's basically that's actually a landscape. It's a view out of my apartment window in Jackson Heights.
Oh, really? That's a landscape?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a brick building with a green tree and a window.
I see that now.
I didn't mean to disillusion you, destroy the feeling for it.
I think everybody interprets it in their own way, right? That's
Absolutely.
what abstract is all about.
Usually it'll be someone saying, that doesn't look like her.
And so you continue to grow.
Absolutely.
And you also are influenced by moments in your life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, take a look at this next picture, and if you can just tell us what was going on in your life at this moment.
That was the year I put in a swimming pool.
Oh,
and that's my daughter Tricia, who is now grew up to be an Olympic snowboarder, and was #1 in the world at least 7 times while she was on.
Do you have her on a snowboard? Did you paint her in a snowboard?
No, she never was. She was floating and still there.
Okay, floating and still.
But the rest of her life, she's on the move.
Okay.
She'd call me up and I'd say, "What airport are you in?"
Okay. Now you were fascinated by clouds. When did this happen in your life?
That happened when I was doing a lot of traveling. I'd fly coast to coast, and I'd get off the plane, and someone would say, "What a boring flight." I said, "No, I shot 3 rolls of film because I work from photographs." Everybody works from photographs now. If you do a portrait, no one's willing to sit still.
So what was fascinating about this one? Oh, that one we just saw.
The color.
The color.
Yeah. Free space. It's basically an abstract painting. It just looks like clouds.
It does look like clouds.
Yeah.
It's
Oddly
abstract
enough,
painting.
that's what it started looking like. But
well, you've seen a lot of changes throughout the years. Let's talk about how the Connecticut arts scene has really changed. What do you see happening?
In Connecticut?
Yes.
It's pretty much the same as it is everywhere, particularly in Fairfield County, because we're so closely connected with Manhattan that many artists who work in Connecticut exhibit in Manhattan, which is the real art scene.
But we do have a lot of artists in Connecticut.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Are there any specific ones that we should be looking out for? The up-and-coming ones that you think are definitely worth
I would say most of the students in my classes, but that would be a little
well, you
exaggerated.
see a lot of talent out there, don't you?
Absolutely. A lot of young kids coming along and painting the current trend.
What is the current trend?
I haven't the foggiest idea. It's representational painting. It's coming away from photorealism to, I'm painting realistically now. But when I paint realistically, the subject is the incidental starting point. But what I work with is the composition and the movement of the surface of the colors on the surface of the painting.
Is that what you're teaching your students now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how are they doing with all this?
They're doing very well. What I tell them, I'm teaching them how to see. If you can see, I'm giving you the method for translating what you see onto a piece of paper. See that line? Make that line. See that line? That angle, and so forth.
So you're just encouraging them to see a little more, though, in detail.
To see it. I tell them, I said, art enriches your life.
It does.
So you're walking down Greenwich Avenue with a friend, and you say, "Look at that," and they say, "What?" I say, "You know what you're looking at," so you can tell them.
But a lot of people don't see as much as others.
Most people don't see anything.
That is so true. Let's take a look at another one of your work. And this is?
That's an abstract painting that I did when I was doing a lot of flying, because if you look out a window, you see fields and rivers.
I see that. I see the river.
Well, actually,
I see
saw
the
that
fields.
after I painted it.
Oh, you did? Oh, really?
But I painted
Okay.
it because I was doing big abstract things.
I
was
can picture
painting trees.
myself looking down and seeing that.
Yeah, it makes. Well, as I said before, I don't know whether I said it before, but I got off a flight and someone said, "What a boring flight." I said, "No, I shot 3 rolls of film."
Well, I love the colors you used in that one as well.
Well, the colors is the name of the game.
It is.
Yeah, colors. No matter what you do, the colors would carry the whole painting.
All right, well, let's take a look at this next one.
Okay.
And you say color carries the
Oh,
painting,
now
but
that
this
one-
is a little different.
That one was shortly after my son died, and I started painting a series of soldiers. He died of emphysema. He was not a soldier, but there were a lot of, during the war, there were a lot of dead bodies in the newspapers. So I would paint, half the painting would be a dead body of a soldier, and then the bottom half of the painting would be a nude model, because you have the reality of life and the idealism of art. And I realized that was the theme I was using. When I painted this, I added the element of music, because I had done a painting of a man screaming with his mouth open, and I realized that if you paint a person with their mouth open, you have to intuit what they're saying or what they're projecting.
So as an artist, do you encourage other artists to really paint what you feel, the emotion that you're going through?
Absolutely.
Because that's basically what you did with that
Yeah,
painting.
exactly. It's extremely important.
So you like to share your feelings with others through your art?
Yeah, well, that's how it comes out.
Yes, it does.
You know, as an artist, you start doodling or drawing or doing, and then suddenly that kicks you into a procedure where you're developing an idea and colors and forms, and it can be representational or abstract. And a representational painting can't hold itself together if the abstract design doesn't work.
And just really quickly, where can people see your work?
They can see it coming up. I'll be exhibiting. I have a booth at the International Arts Expo at the Pier 92.
Pier 92 is where?
In Manhattan.
Manhattan.
March 22nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Very good.
And I have tons of new paintings in there.
And we'll also, for more information about you, Richard, people can also go to our website, WTNH.com, and click on Connecticut Style. So thank you so
That's
much.
very good. Thank you very much.
It was wonderful to have you with us.